Hi traders, this is Taylor from thetradinganalyst.com. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to take a look at a bunch of charts here, and I'm going to give you my analysis, and we're going to go through my thought process. And the idea here is hopefully you're going to learn a thing or two, and it'll help you guide yourself through the market. But first, if you're not already a member, go ahead and visit the homepage of the website, www.thetradinganalyst.com, and you can get to know us a little bit better and see all of the member benefits that you would get as a member: text alerts, email, watch lists, member videos, educational materials. Also, if you scroll down a little bit more, you can get to know us even better, get a little more detailed picture about all of the member benefits. And if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see what our current members are saying about the membership. And if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you can choose one of the member benefits that suits your needs best. We have the monthly, or you can choose the lifetime access at a reduced rate. It's a great opportunity, and we'd love to have you. All right, so let's get into these charts here. Facebook is the first one that I want to cover. First of all, I just want to cover this break over this resistance here. 120, that was a big break over this resistance. We held it. You can see that we closed over it with this candle right here. This candle held over it. We closed just at it. And then this candle opened below it, but we ended up closing back above it. Same thing over here. We dipped below it, but the closing price is what matters right here. So each of these closes held this 120 level right here, and you can see that we did pump higher after that. So right now, this is going to be that support right around 120 from all these hits from these candles, as well as from the highs of these candles right there. So that is support. Looks like Facebook is heading higher. Another thing that I want to point out here, though, is this top resistance right here. So we've got it from the 2014 October highs, September highs right here, and you can see that we got rejected there, and we are looking like we're going to be heading up there sometime soon, and that's right around 136, 135 or so. So just be aware that if we do make our way up to that point, we could run into that level again, and that'd be a good place to potentially take some profits and then reload lower. You can see that obviously this is an uptrend. Okay, we are making higher highs here, so it's not. I don't want you to confuse me what I'm saying and saying that Facebook is going to be heading down here, but it's guiding itself through this angle. And if you're a shorter term trader like myself, we look for shorter term moves, and that's really what I'm going to be looking for, is to take profits near that 135, 136 area up there. Next, I want to be covering Amazon. Amazon, I'm going to go back to the daily chart here. Now Amazon, we had pretty boring earnings reaction. We're pretty much right where we closed at. I think we're at 760, 768. That's the minute chart right there. So we're right about right here, about 767 here in the after hours market. So a nice bullish reaction, but definitely not a huge move. But on the daily chart here, we are bullish. We're over this resistance right here at about 728. You can see that it was resistance here, and then it turned into support on this bounce, and then on this bounce right here. So nice action on Amazon in an uptrend at all-time highs. Very bullish stock right here for Amazon. Next, I want to be covering Google. And Google, we've got a couple things to point out here. So we've got this, we are currently above this resistance. I'm going to look at the minute chart, and right now we're at 797. Okay, so we're above all that resistance. So it would be the highest close. So we're above that resistance. That was the highest close that we had over here. That close was 794. So 794 is the highest close, and right now we are currently just above that. So definitely bullish here for Google, and we'd be trading out of this. You can see it a little bit better on the weekly chart. You can see that we've kind of just been trading kind of in a box here between these levels, between about 685 and about 795 right here. So if we trade outside of that box, that's going to be very bullish for Google, and I expect it to be heading higher in the long term based off of the breakout side of that box. So and the thing is, we have to hold up there. So if tomorrow we gap up to 795, which is right where we're at right now, and then we fall back down to 770, to me, I'm not going to be convinced yet, because I want to see us hold over that $800 level. So I want us to hold above $800 and get a weekly close above that level. If that's the case, Google should be heading much higher. Next, I want to be covering X. And X, I'm going to go back to the daily chart here. You can see nice bullish move over this resistance, over this resistance, over this resistance. You can see that we bounced off of it, and then we're heading higher. We're coming up to our next resistance level right here from the highs of these candles right here. And then you can see this gray bar right here is the volume at price bar. And if you don't know what that is, volume at price means how much volume has been traded at a particular price. The regular volume that you see down here is volume on a particular day. So right here we've got this volume for this day, this volume for today, and so on and so forth. Volume at price is giving us how much volume is traded at a certain price. So right here, when you have a lot of volume traded at a certain price level, that's going to be either support and resistance. And since we are trading below this level, that means that it is resistance. It works the other way as well. So if we were up here in the $50 range and we had this same volume at price long bar right here, and we came back down, more than likely we're going to get a bounce because there's a lot of support from all that volume that was traded at that price. So it's another tool that you can add to your tool belt. So just be aware of that resistance that we're coming up to. I'm not saying where X is going to be heading to, just pointing out that resistance level and something that you need to be aware of for this chart. Next, I want to be covering Chipotle. Last video I did on Chipotle, I've been pointing out that we should be getting a bounce near this 420 area. That's exactly what we got this morning on the gap down, and then a touch of that confluence of these three areas. You can see that we have this uptrend here, a touch here, a touch here, here, and then we've got another touch from this morning right there. We also broke over this downtrend line that you see right there, and outside of this tight range. Another thing that I want to point out here is on this big bullish day right here, doesn't matter what was the cause of it, earnings, doesn't matter, big bullish candle right here on big volume. And then as you see, when we consolidated lower, the volume was just dropping off. You can see it right here. Volume was just dropping off. And then what do you see right here on today's candle right here is you see a pop in volume. Okay? You see it, a pop in volume. Yesterday, the volume was low. Today, we saw a slight increase in volume. So that is good. When you see this green candle accompanied with this big volume, that's exactly what you want to see if you are bullish on this stock. So I expect Chipotle to continue higher, not necessarily in one day, but overall I do think that Chipotle is headed for higher prices. Next, I want to be covering ADM. In ADM, we saw a nice bullish breakout over this resistance here, about $44. You can see that we did so on heavy volume, so that's a really good sign that you want to see a breakout over this resistance level on heavy volume. That's bullish. Another thing I want to point out is we do have some resistance just above us, right around about 46. I'm going to draw it a little bit higher right here. About between 46 and 47 is going to be that next resistance level. We should tag that sometime in the near future, so just be aware of that. Another thing I want to point out here is you can clearly see that we've been trading in a channel. Okay, we've been bouncing from the low of the channel to the high of the channel, again here, and now we're heading back up. So once we do get up to that upper channel line right there, you need to be aware of it, because we're probably going to see some consolidation back to the lower end of the channel. So until this channel breaks, we're going to keep dancing back and forth between those levels. So it's definitely something that you want to be aware of. Next, I want to be covering BIDU. And BIDU right here, we've been trading in a very tight range right here between about 168 and about 156 right here. So we've been trading in this really tight range. You can see that each time we try to break out of this range, it gets rejected. Again right here, rejected, rejected, rejected here. Okay? Same thing on the bottom side. Support, support, support. Okay? Trading in a very tight range. What happens when you break outside of a very tight range? You see a big move. We don't know which direction it's going to be in, but the key is to wait for that signal and wait for a break over this resistance level or a break under this support level, and you should see a pretty nice move in either direction. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Again, if you're not already a member, go ahead and sign up. You can choose either the monthly access or the lifetime access at a reduced rate. It's a great opportunity, and we'd love to have you as a member. We'll see you over there.